Welcome to Deep Thought. Many people are in a prison of the mind. Many people are. I'm always reminded of a story. It'll talk about an elephant that is chained to a post and causes it not to move, and it becomes an adult. But then the chain is removed, but the elephant doesn't move from the post. That's in the mind. Indeed, it's in the mind so much the elephant, as it got older, could have simply pulled away from the post. Understand something. Many people are stuck in something. They stuck in their minds. And I started peeping this actually on my men's channel when I'm talking about relationships and man gets woman. And I'll share some stuff, but then I notice a lot of guys, they'll say, oh, I can't do that. Not me. Oh, there's no hope or something. I've seen that a lot. And I'm thinking, but that's in your mind, though. How do you know? Did you try to do it? What moves did you make? That's very important to understand, because when I look at many people, it's not the theys who are stopping them. And I know I've covered this before, but this is deep thought. This is for you to think. But see, a lot of people don't think they can get out of a situation. They think this is it for them. But it's nobody stopping them. Nobody has a gun to their head. Nobody's forcing them. Even with the laws, everything else, nobody's forcing them not to do something. It's always there, but there's a prison in the mind. And it ain't even so much that the days of putting obstacles up and putting stuff in the way. It's that the person's mind has accepted that prison. True slavery is slavery in the mind. If you accept, or true inferiority is in the mind. If you accept that you're an inferior person, well, that's in your mind. Is that the truth? You don't know it's the truth. A lot of times, one of the greatest tricks played on people is just propaganda. Like, yeah, the theys will do all they can, but you accepting it. If somebody says, I remember one of the things, I never forget it. It was one of the earliest lessons I learned in life. Earliest lessons. And, well, y'all might have heard this one before. I don't know. Sometimes I'll repeat myself. It's like that with thought. Everything's circular anyway. But I remember I had started this new elementary school. All right, I didn't know anybody. I was just going along with stuff. And I remember this one kid who, he took to me, one, because I was smart and he was trying to work with me to improve his grade, which it actually did. But I remember he would always say he's the baddest guy in class. He can beat up everybody. But then he got in a fight with his other kid and got his ass whipped. And I was like, well, wait a minute. He's the guy. He can beat up everybody. And everybody pointed to him. It's like, yeah, who's on the bottom? And that was a lesson that stuck with me for life. That's why if somebody, when there was a brief period when I was fighting a lot, because I would tell people, they say, hey, I can beat you up. I'd be like, prove it. Yeah, I had my bad period. But the thing I learned is, wait a minute, it's in your mind. It's in your mind. If you accept it, you already lost. If you accept something in your mind, if you accept being a prisoner, you already lost. And that's where people are, because even the days, they can't really keep you down. They can try to get you to think stuff. But if you say, nah, I ain't putting up with it, they can't do anything over it. Think of the masses as a herd. If the herd decides to stampede, nothing can stop it. In The Lion King, as powerful as Mufasa was, that herd like body slammed him. It's the same thing, But many people, they in that prison, they stuck. And, however they got there, they making a choice. There's nothing holding them in place. There are no bonds. Nobody's holding a gun to them. Indeed, if you talk about warfare in general, the most important thing is propaganda. Getting in their mind, psychological warfare. Even when I've always said, even if you fight somebody, yeah, they can bruise you and everything, but those are healed. The psychological thing can stay with you for life. And many people are stuck there. Many people, I don't know how they got there, whether they chose to go there, whether some outside forces like placed them there. Notice I said placed them there. And they just didn't have the, wherewithal to rise out of that prison. They stuck. And, it's a crying shame, because if you challenge the people, and I'm going to get into this more in the next podcast, but if you challenge the people, they can't say, well, this person's forcing me. They might try to, but it's like, but hold up, they're not right here. What's stopping you from learning something? Like poverty. Poverty can be a prison. Poverty can be a prison. You get some people, they embrace being poor. They even try to say it's a great thing. I've actually overheard people saying that a few times, every now and then in life. Oh, yeah, we're better people and stuff. You justifying the prison. That's worse than anything. And I'm going to definitely get into that in the next one. But that's worse than anything. You justifying it. And that's where they got you. Because even the theys, even forces that try to control you, they have to have your consent. Even with guns, if somebody's pointing a gun at you and you say, well, you know what? I'm good. I'm good in my spiritual beliefs, so I'm ready to go home anyway. What can they force you to do? That's how deep it is. But a lot of times they don't need a gun. A lot of times they don't need anything. You'll keep yourself there. You'll be that elephant that's tied by an invisible chain to a post. And I want you to think about that. And it's very unfortunate. That's why in my personal life, I don't like the word can't. And I don't like the word you can't do something or it's not going to happen. My thing is, all right, okay, figure out how to make it happen. That's an important thing. And that's how you have to be, But there's still more. There's still more I want to get into. And I'm going to get into some more about this whole prison of the mind thing in the next podcast. All right? So I want y'all to really think about it. I want you to think, am I in that prison? Just be honest with yourself. There's no shame in it. I've been behind bars. I have no shame in my mind. I have no shame in admitting to it, But I bust my way out. So we'll get into that. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.